guys, welcome back with Cooking with Taylor and Stefan. Okay, so today I'm going to show you a really delicious squash curry soup. So this is the butternut squash. As you guys know, I'm a really big fan of squash. But we're going to make a curry. But what we need to do first is we need to make a broth. But we're going to make it, well, vegetarian or vegan broth. So what we need to do is we have one smaller sized onion, purple or white, doesn't matter. We want this to be spicy, so in the broth I'm going to go ahead and put one pepper, and I'm going to put a lot of garlic in here. I'm going to take all the big chunks off. One celery, a green onion, and just one small carrot, and then we're going to use a little bit of the vegan chickenless seasoning salt and some of the mushroom. Actually, the mushroom is one of my favorite ones from Trader Joe's, and just a little splash of black pepper. And we want to just let this sit for at least 30 to 45 minutes. So let's get chopping. So the first thing is we're gonna saute the onion in there at a lower heat with some olive oil. And just to add more flavor. And then next we'll go ahead and throw the carrots in there, and the garlic will be last just because that burns so easily and you can't get rid of the taste of burnt garlic. Okay, so as you can see, we have all of this sauteing, and really it didn't take a lot. Try to cut it as small as you can. You could always mandolin it, that's a little simpler. So what we're going to do now, while we're sauteing it, we're going to add the Mushroom and Company Trader Joe's Umami seasoning mix. So we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of this. You can always add more. We'll go ahead and taste it halfway through. And then we're going to add the same amount of the chickenless. And with this, we're not going to add salt at this point. We're going to see if it needs any towards the end. And we're going to add just a little sprinkle of the black pepper. Okay, and then we just want to stir this. The next thing that we want to do is we want to add all of our garlic. And I do put quite a lot of garlic in this. One, I think it's just really healthy for you. Garlic is just, I think, one of those amazing things for you to have, especially during this time. So we're going to saute this just for another second. Let me show you the next ingredients. So we're going to put around 2 cups of water in here and let this sit and really get all that flavor in. And then we're gonna cheat, and we're gonna add the Thai style red curry sauce, Trader Joe's. And then one of the last steps is we'll put the creamy coconut milk. So this is unsweetened, but you really want that thick one, not the liquidy. And then we're gonna go ahead and add this and cilantro. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add our water in here. I'm not gonna measure this out. You can if you want to, and it would be about 2 cups. Because we wanted to have that really creamy coconut milk. Okay, so we're gonna start this at a boil, and then we're just gonna turn it straight down. And we're gonna add our squash a little bit later on. Okay, so while that's going, we wanna go ahead and cut up our squash. And this isn't a super large one, so if you have a larger squash, just add a little bit more in there. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna first cut this part off. And we wanna have good sized chunks. Not huge, but at least some good sized chunks. And then what we're gonna do with the seeds, we're gonna bake those, but not on the video. They're just really delicious baked. All right, so we've let our broth sit for a good 45 minutes. And now we're gonna go ahead and add all of our squash. And we're gonna let that cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then we're gonna go ahead and add the coconut milk in there. And at this point, I did try it, and we're gonna add just a little bit more of the mushroom seasoning with a little sprinkle of salt, but not too much, since we're still gonna add our Thai curry sauce, and then we'll retry it one more time. So we're just gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of the mushroom seasoning in here. And then all I'm gonna do is just sprinkle just a little salt and let this cook on a low temperature with the lid on. Okay, so we added a whole bunch of cilantro. You can use fresh or frozen. And we let this sit for a good 30 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our coconut milk. And as you can see, it's a really creamy one. You can put a knife around it, and then it comes out really nice. And then what we wanna do next is we're gonna go ahead and add the whole thing of the red curry sauce. And then we'll taste it after this sits for a while, and we're gonna see if we want any more spice in it. And sometimes what I like to do is just add a little bit of water in the bottles and mix it up. That way you get all of it in there. So now we're gonna let this cook for another 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, let me show you how the curry looks. It looks really nice. It's thick. So now we're gonna go ahead and set the plate. Okay, so what I like to pair this with is rice, or you could use some naan and skip it out, but I think rice really is one of the best ones. I've also done noodles before too. Okay, so I went ahead and I made just some regular balsamic rice. I did add some cilantro in for some more flavor and just a little bit of salt, but just make the rice for the directions. So we're gonna scoop a little rice into the bowl, and then we're gonna add a good scoop of this curry. And what I like is we're finishing up the rest of our squash since we're going into summer, but we still have some cold days like today, so it's really perfect. I think ginger just really warms your body up, and with garlic, and now I realized I didn't put ginger in it. But all the spices together really just help to warm you up. So let's give it a try. So it's almost like a mix with a little sweet, because the squash is just naturally sweet, with spice. So I think for the spice level, I did add a little bit more habanero. So it's up to you on how much spice you want. I like things a little bit more on the spicy side, so add more or add less. So please subscribe, like, and share, and let us know if you make this video.